Hello everyone, and thank you listening for my presentation. Today I will talk about requirements engineering in different contexts, with a special focus on how it is practiced in two well-known software development frameworks, Waterfall and Agile. We will explore their different approaches, some practical examples, and finally compare them side by side. First, let us begin with the concept of requirements engineering. Requirements engineering is the process of identifying, analyzing, documenting, and managing what stakeholders accept from a system. It is important because clear and correct requirements form the foundation of a successful software project. Without good requirements, even the best technical team can fail. However, the way requirements are defined and managed changes depending on whether we follow a traditional framework like Waterfall or more modern framework like Agile. In the waterfall model, requirements engineering is one of the very first stages of the project. All requirements are collected up front, described in detail, and then formally approved before the design and implementation start. This creates a clear and predictable plan that the team must follow step by step, just like water following downwards. This approach is especially suitable for projects where making changes later is very expensive, such as aerospace systems, banking software, or government projects. On the slide, you can see the waterfall diagram where requirements appear as the first and most critical phase. Agile takes a very different approach. Instead of fixing all requirements at the start, Agile focuses on flexibility and continuously collaboration. Requirements are usually written as user stories and kept in a backlog, and they are refined continuously during each iteration or sprint. Feedback from users and stakeholders is included regularly, so requirements can evolve as the project moves forward. This method works best for projects with a high level of uncertainty, like startups building mobile apps or fast-changing e-commerce platforms. On the slide, you can see an agile cycle diagram showing how requirements are revisited at every sprint. To make this clearly, let's look at a practical example. Uh, Imagine a hospital that wants to build a new medical records management system. In this kind of project, safety, security, and legal compliance are extremely important because mistakes can have serious consequence. It is necessary to gather and document all requirements very carefully before development begins. This ensures that the system meets strict regulation and it reduces the risk of costly rework later. This is why waterfall is often chosen in such environments. Now, let us consider a different case. A startup developing a new e-commerce app. In this situation, the market moves quickly, and customer preferences may change within weeks or even days. If the team tried to define all requirements at the beginning, the system could already be outdated by the time it is finished. So instead, they start with board requirements and then refine them spirit by spirit. Users test the early versions of the app, give feedback, and the requirements are adjusted to match current needs. This makes Agile a natural choice for such fast-moving projects. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the two approaches. In waterfall, requirements are flexed, formal, and fully documented before the project moves forward. The main advantage is predictability, but the weakness is that changes are very difficult and expensive. In Agile, requirements are flexible, informal, and continuously updated. The main advantage is adaptability, but the weakness is that long-term predictability can be harder to achieve. As you can see on the slide, waterfall emphasizes stability while Agile emphasizes adaptability. To conclude, requirements engineering is not just about collecting needs, it is also about adapting to the development requirement. In Waterfall, the focus is on completeness and stability, which works well when change is costly and risky. In Agile, the focus is on continuous discovery and adaptability, which is best when projects face uncertainty and evolving user needs. Both methods are valuable, and the right choice depends on the context of the project. Thank you very much for your listening.